Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Thursday, May 7th, 2015. I am your presenter, Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. For the first time in the history of the Federation, a Mexican consulate has been established on St. Kitts and Nevis, with Vice President of the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Jose Rosa Santori, officially named Honorary Consul to Mexico. At the auspicious event, which took place at the Palm Court Restaurant on St. Kitts, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, described Mexico as a proven and reliable partner and indicated that the implications of the establishment of a consulate headed by Santori are significant, far-reaching, and symbolize the value Mexico places in St. Kitts and Nevis. Santori, who is a Puerto Rican by birth, has been a resident of St. Kitts and Nevis for the past 10 years. Referring to him as a treasured adopted son of the soil, Minister Brantley said Santori possesses contacts and credentials which would render him a most able representative in the pursuit of enhanced linkages between the two countries, particularly in the areas of commerce and people-to-people exchanges. He is confident that the experience and business savvy that Santori brings to his new role will allow the strategic partnership between the two countries to flourish and bear much fruit well into the future. Santori said he is committed to assisting Mexican residents in St. Kitts and Nevis and Mexicans visiting the Federation in any area in which he can be of service. He said it is an honor and privilege to be selected as Mexico's honorary consul and that he appreciates the confidence that the government of Mexico places in him and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis's acceptance of his designation. The Organization of American States OAS Electoral Observation Mission, which observed the February 16th general elections in St. Kitts and Nevis, is suggesting several changes to the country's electoral process before the next election. In a report presented to the Permanent Council of the OAS, Chief of the mission, U.S. diplomat Frank Amalger, stated that in future electoral processes, electoral authorities implement a timely communication strategy to inform all stakeholders about early voting procedures, including the handling of ballot boxes on election night. It also notes that during the pre-election period, the list of voters should be published with sufficient time before election day as prescribed by law, and mentions that the Electoral Observation Mission received several complaints about the delay in the publication of the list. The report also reflected the complaint of representatives of the opposition and the civil society that public television did not provide equitable coverage to the opposition campaign. Ambassador Amalger, however, highlighted the efficient organization of the activities on election day.
The observation mission congratulates presiding officers, returning officers, and polling clerks for this extraordinary commitment in the exercise of their duties. Citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis waited patiently, sometimes in long lines, to exercise the right to vote in an orderly and peaceful manner.
He also congratulated the new government on its victory and the citizens for their high levels of participation.
The observation mission would like to congratulate Prime Minister Timothy Harris and Team Unity for its victory in this general election. The mission also congratulates the citizens of the Federation for their active participation in this election. This was reflected in a high voter turnout and in the peaceful exercise of their right to vote.
Justin Hawley, interim representative of St. Kitts and Nevis to the OAS, thanked the organization for its ongoing efforts to support democracy.
The government reiterates its appreciation to the OAS and pledges its commitment to review, examine, and implement the report's recommendations in an effort to strengthen the electoral system and the democratic institutions that underpin our society.
Meantime, members of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Assembly will meet 1 week from today for the first sit-in since the election of the new National Unity Government. The announcement comes from Attorney General the Honourable Vincent Barron, who says the proclamation of the sit-in of Parliament has been delivered to and signed by Governor General Sir Edmund Lawrence.
The first parliamentary session under the Team Unity Government will be held on Thursday, May 14th, 2015, at 10 a.m. at Government Headquarters. This will be an historic day. It will also be a pivotal step in this government laying the framework for the implementation of the prosperity agenda that will ensure a fair share for all. During this parliamentary session, this government, which was elected by the people on February 16th, 2015, will put forth an aggressive legislative agenda that will put our federation on the right track. We are excited about the upcoming session and want to reiterate that this government, your government, is working for you.
Attorney General the Honourable Vincent Barron. Coming up after the break, a Gingerland resident earns a degree in special education. Stay tuned.
Culture, Fet and Fun. Culturama 41.
Welcome back. Strengthening the drive towards food security is the theme being observed for the third annual Agriculture Awareness Month here on Nevis. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn, says one of the activities the Department of Agriculture is putting on is a weekly sale at the George Mowbray Hanley Market Complex on Fridays.
During the sale tomorrow, we'll be having onions, pumpkin, carrots, and sweet peppers, and we'll be adding one additional item tomorrow, that is honeydew melons. I am also pleased to inform that we will also be having meat and meat products on sale from the abattoir tomorrow. We will be having meat and meat products tomorrow, the 8th, as well as on the 22nd of May. Of course, we will be having the usual beef, pork, mutton, and all other meat products that are normally on sale at the abattoir.
Evelyn urges persons to lend their support.
We're encouraging members of the general public to come out and show your support once again to the Department of Agriculture at our sale at the public market in Charlestown tomorrow. Our activities for the Agriculture Awareness Month being observed under the theme Strengthen the Drive towards Food Security, as we here at the Department and Ministry of Agriculture continue in our drive towards food security on the island of Nevis.
Meanwhile, Evelyn notes that on the weekend, the Handes Road Fisher Folk Association hosted its second annual fishing tournament as part of Agriculture Awareness Month.
We are very pleased with the Hanley's Road Fisher Folk Association in the way they would have organized the tournament. I would have been present at the tournament, and I must say that it was well organized. It was extremely well supported by members of the general public. And once again, we from the Ministry of Agriculture, we say kudos to the Fisher Folk Association for organizing an event of this magnitude.
Other activities that were held as part of Agriculture Awareness Month so far were a vegetable sale at the public market on May 1st and a church service at the St. Paul's Anglican Church on May 3rd. Congratulations are in order for Gingerland resident Jennifer Liburd. Liburd, a teacher at the Cicely Brown Integrated School, recently graduated magna cum laude with a Bachelor's of Science degree in elementary and special education from the Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona.
I started an online course January 2010, approximately 4 years of intense studies online and working at the same time, which was a real battle. But I want to say, as the saying goes, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. So I'm here to enjoy the sweetness of the victory and celebrate with Cicely Brown Integrated in the accomplishment that I would have had graduating over the weekend in Phoenix, Arizona, Grand Canyon University as magna cum laude.
Liburd is the widow of former principal of the Gingerland Secondary School, the late Conrad Liburd.
My sweet darling husband, late husband, Conrad Liburd, I cannot leave him out. He was the one who went online, found his college, and encouraged me because I kept telling him I'm not leaving Nevis to go to study and leave him behind, knowing he was sick. And he told me, come what may, whether he's in bed, sick or not, I have to start my degree. And he did it, and he started out with me 2 years. The other 2, he wasn't really there to help me in the tutoring and especially the technical aspect, but I thank him for the start that he gave to me.
She expresses thanks to the Ministry of Education and various institutions for their support. When asked how she made the achievement, she had this to say.
Check the persons that you have in your life. If they are negative, get rid of them. Have persons who are positive in your life so that whatever you do in life, you can enjoy it and it would mean a lot, not only to you, but to others. And so we remember that. And I am happy that I did do the online course.
Liburd also expresses appreciation to her brother-in-law, former Assistant Commissioner of Police Joseph Liburd, and teacher Siobhan Lowe for their assistance. As societies around the world commemorate the 2015 World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day tomorrow, May 8th, a global conversation will be launched to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the movement's adoption of 7 fundamental principles and reaffirm their continued relevance in a changing world and increasingly complex humanitarian landscape. President of the St. Kitts and Nevis Red Cross Society, Spencer Hanley, says the societies are appealing for volunteers to share the principles among themselves and others.
Humanitarian needs and the places where we serve are growing more complex. However, our fundamental principles remain constant, guiding our actions and ensuring we always work in service to communities regardless of race, political belief, creed, color, or national origin. Humanity is the expression of our motivation. Impartiality drives how we serve the most vulnerable while maintaining our neutrality and independence at all times. We are built on voluntary service, while unity and universality serve to anchor our local action in global solidarity. These are the fundamental principles of the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement.
The International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement, Hadley notes, helps to support millions of people every year in times of conflict, disaster, and crisis.
Here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, we reach over 30,000 people annually in building stronger communities. Our outreach programs include first aid, training and services, tracing missing persons, and in time of sickness or death, make contact with family members overseas. Meals on wheels, care for the elderly, convalescent care, assistance to fire victims, disaster distributions, counseling and career guidance to abused women and children. We provide assistance to athletes injured at sporting events, HIV and AIDS counseling and referrals. We offer conference and meeting facilities for organizations, clubs, and special interest groups at minimal cost.
Meantime, the St. Kitts and Nevis Red Cross Society has launched an appeal for cash contributions to aid the victims of the April 25th 7.9 magnitude earthquake which devastated Nepal.
Contributions to this fund should be deposited to account number 1281318 at First Caribbean Bank, the Circus Bastille and Main Street, Charlestown. Goods in kind are not being accepted at this time, as these will create a logistical nightmare in the absence of sorting facilities, storage, and adequate transportation. The proceeds will be forwarded to the International Federation of Red Cross in collaboration with other Red Cross appeals taking place simultaneously in many countries across the globe. On behalf of St. Kitts and Nevis Red Cross Society, I want to thank you for your continued support and collaboration in celebrating the important milestone in our movement's history, and for our essential work together in upholding our fundamental principles.
On May 8th, Red Cross and Red Crescent societies commemorate the birthday of Red Cross founder Henry Dunant. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. Good night.